Tiana, can you speak up a little bit more?
Yes, can you hear me okay?
Yes, that's better.
Okay, is that better, everybody? All right, cool. So I'm glad I kind of cut off right at a perfect spot, because Dr. Camacho, she was referencing that sense of urgency right now. And so as LeAja Consulting, just an action plan to address these racial disparities that we're seeing across our city. And so one thing that I wanted to just do was give an overview of what this work looks like, the importance of this work, and the type of work that we are doing or that we are hoping to achieve with this new compliance plan. So when we talk about change in this way, it comes in two forms. It's important for us to know that a lot of the work that we're looking to do is technical, but we also are addressing the adaptive part of this work, and that is where we have to come up with new ways of thinking, learning, approaching situations, changing the culture of a community, or changing the culture of a school or an organization. And so there's two types of changes. We have adaptive and we have technical types of changes. And so when it comes to diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts, it's really important for one to keep in mind that a whole culture shift is what we are striving for. And so with this culture shift, there is a tool that can be used to really give organizations and educational institutions a baseline of true measurable data so that they can keep track of the efforts over time to ensure that people are getting to a mindset that is more inclusive. And so the tool that LeAja Consulting always refers is the Intercultural Development Inventory. Now, this tool has been around for about 40 to 50 years. It was developed by Dr. Mitch Hammer based off of Milton Bennett's work. He created this development continuum that highlights the 5 core mindsets of an individual. And we, like I said, we want to get to a point where we are in social institutions like education institutions, that we have more in an acceptance and adaptation mindset, so that when we come to those technical changes, for example, changing things in the code of conduct, we are in a mindset so that we can make sure that we are including all people that are important to whatever those changes may be. And so the IDI, it has been used in 30 countries across the world. It's a 50-item inventory. It takes about 30 minutes, 40 minutes to take. It can be online or paper and pencil. And the purpose of it is to, one, give individuals an understanding of where their mindset is so that they can know where they are so they can grow. It gives organizations or education institutes a group profile so that you know how an entire group is seeing the world, or what their worldview is. And then it also is followed up with a developmental plan so that you have specific things that you are working on, so that you are working on becoming more intercultural competent. Okay. And so here are examples. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. Here are examples of just what an individual profile would look like, or a group profile would look like. Again, an individual will take the assessment. It gives data on where they believe they are and where they actually are. And then it gives you a gap profile, because if your gap is really big, then you really have more work to do to get to a mindset of where you really think that you are. Over here to the right is a group profile. So again, it's kind of hard to see. I know it's blurry, but again, it just basically tells members of a group, this many people fell in this mindset, this many people fell in this mindset. And then again, you will get a plan based on the mindset that you fall in to help you grow across that continuum towards adaptation. And so again, this work that we're doing, it's really important to look at this in 3 different sets. One, it's becoming aware of self. In order for things to change, we have to know where we are and where we're thinking and why we think this way, and being aware of biases or values or norms, and how do they impact, how do they show up in the world. And so it's important for a person to understand themselves. And then once you're able to begin understanding yourself, you then begin to grow an appreciation of others, and you start to look at others in a non-judgmental way. And you begin to find other people's experiences, or see how other people may show up in the world based on their life experiences. And then the third part to this work then is once you're able to identify yourself, begin to understand and have an awareness of others, then you can begin to look at your practices and policies to ensure that they are meeting the needs of all people that we need to meet the needs for. So again, this work starts with, I suggest through LeAja Consulting, this work starts with the Intercultural Development Inventory. It's good to have something to measure where we are so that we can know where we're going. Comes with a plan that is specific to you and your needs. And then if you are implementing that plan, you are going to grow more intercultural competent, which betters relationships with better data. It brings more things to the table when you're able to do that. So questions?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Let me stop sharing my screen.
Okay. Dr. Camacho has rejoined us. And Dr. Camacho, if you'd like to restart, we'll start where you left off.
Thank you. Let me go ahead and share my screen again. So I was speaking about our board of directors, and as you can see, we have 9 board members. I was in the middle of reading, so I'll just start at the top again. So Sam Centellas is our board chair. We also have Milt Lee, Jeff Ray, Ashley Northern,